Welcome to Sinite, your weekly journey into the science behind our world. Have you ever wondered how the first humans, speaking totally different languages, managed to communicate? Imagine two ancient tribes meet. One says Aka, the other says Namo. They stare at each other. No shared words, no common language. And yet, they somehow figure things out. How is that possible? Let's dive deep into the origins of communication. First, it's important to know that early humans probably didn't speak in full, complex languages like we do today. Instead, their communication was based on gestures, pointing, mimicking, showing, facial expressions, smiles, frowns, eye contact, simple sounds or cries like a baby does. If you've ever been around an infant, you know they can tell you a lot without speaking a single word. That's how early humans likely began too, with body language and emotional sounds. Some researchers suggest there was a proto-language, a very basic system of sounds and signs. It helped them share vital information like food, danger, come here, or no. This proto-language could have existed for thousands of years and slowly evolved into more complex forms. But things changed when humans began migrating. As different groups spread out and settled in different regions, their communication styles started to shift. Over time, distance and culture created new words, new accents, and eventually, new languages. Here's a simple modern comparison. Spanish is spoken in Mexico, Spain, and Argentina. But if a person from Madrid speaks fast to someone from Buenos Aires, they may not fully understand each other, despite both speaking Spanish. Now imagine that happening over 10,000 years with no writing system or schools to standardize speech. The result? Dozens or even hundreds of new languages. So what happens when two of those groups, now speaking totally different languages, meet again? They can't understand each other's words, but language isn't the only way to communicate. They begin using what's universal: hand signals, repeating actions, copying sounds, showing and pointing, smiling or raising eyebrows. This is called nonverbal communication, and it's deeply hardwired into the human brain. Even today, if you travel to a country where you don't know the language, you still manage to communicate with the waiter, the taxi driver, or the shopkeeper using gestures and tone. Over time, these encounters led to the creation of pidgin languages. A pidgin is a simplified form of speech that blends words from two or more languages, created so people can work or trade together. And if that pidgin language gets passed on to children, it evolves into a Creole, a fully formed native language. One famous example is Talk Pisin, now spoken by millions in Papua New Guinea. Another is Chinook Jargon, used for trade among native language, American tribes and European settlers. One of the most amazing modern examples happened in Nicaragua in the 1980s. Deaf children who had no formal language invented their own sign language, completely from scratch. This shows that language creation is natural to the human brain. So how did the first humans with different languages understand each other? They used emotion, gestures, repetition, creativity, and most of all, a deep need to connect. Language may separate us by sound, but understanding brings us back together. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sinite. We bring you fresh science content every week to feed your curiosity. Until next time, stay curious.